in the last couple of weeks, we have made a big decision in our family. Monty and I have made a pretty big decision that a lot of people did not see coming. And to be honest, I didn't see it coming either. And so I thought it would be interesting just to share my heart around what happened, because maybe it'll help somebody watching. So we downsized about 3 years ago and moved from Fort Worth down to the Austin area. And Monty got a job and we were happy to be here. My dad and bonus mom and daughter and grandkids live here. And so we're super happy to be around them more than we would have been up in Fort Worth. And then many of you know that Monty got fired from the job, and it was a really yucky situation. It was really pretty bad. And it should have never happened. It should have never happened. And so we've had a rough year and a half or so. It was a year ago, May. So now it's September. And he started a business and it started to grow now. And it's been going better, much better, thankfully. And I guess a month or two ago, my dad and I were having a conversation and he just passively, maybe it was very intentional, I don't know. But from my point of view, it was very passive, just like I was wondering if the time at the RV was coming to an end. And I'm like, no, why would you say that? We love it here. And he's, every time Sarah and the boys, you have to do it at our house or meet them somewhere because you don't have enough room there. And that's when it started. And Dad, it's your fault. And that's okay. And then a couple weeks later, I start to realize that the summer was coming to an end and we had not invited the boys to come hang out with us at all. Like, not even for one night, because they've just gotten so big. And it's hard to have them here because there's not as much for them to do. There's not enough space. And I just recognized that I missed them. And having people over. And then we went up to Fort Worth, and my sister has her new house, which is beautiful. And they did a really great job on building it. And Mom is there. And so Monty and I started talking about the idea, what would it look like if we were to get more space? We could have more people over, have the boys over, and just do that. And so we talked about possibly moving to the Frio, which is where we ultimately want to be. We talked about moving to Fort Worth, and we actually out loud said, if we do this, we don't want to stay in the same area. It seems silly just to do that and to move from where we're at to just be in Georgetown or Austin or something. And so as we prayed about it, talked about it, started to figure it out, it really became clear that staying in Georgetown was going to be the better option for a couple of reasons. One is it seems really counterintuitive to me to say we want more space for the boys and then move 3 hours away. And the other thing is that Monty's business is starting to take off. He has recurring business people that know that he's in this area, and we would be starting from scratch. Those are the two really big reasons. And so I really thought we would end up in Fort Worth just because he had been there his whole life. And I miss my people too, even though I was only there 30 years. And so we're really excited about the house that we're moving in a week from today. The other thing was I did not think this would happen that fast. You watch these people on TV shows where they go and they look at all these 28 different houses and then they're still not the one. And we went to 3. And the first 2 were good. We went to them on one last Tuesday night. And they were both fine. There was nothing inherently wrong with either of them. I actually told Monty that if he made a decision to rent either of these houses, I would be okay with either of them. They were fine. But there was one other house that we had not been inside yet. We had been in the backyard and looked around, and we both just felt like it was going to be the house. And so we were able to get in it to see it the next day. And then the moment we both walked in, we're like, yeah, this is it. And there were certain criteria that we both had that it had to match and work with to where we weren't compromising. We knew what we wanted. And by the end of it, we actually got like 99%. And Monty even said, I didn't even have a fireplace on my list, but it has a fireplace. And but here, let me just also say that while I was up in Fort Worth, I had dinner with Elisha, and many of you know her. And we were just talking, and I was verbally processing what was going on in my brain. And I truly had not thought of this before it came out of my mouth, is that we had downsized and moved to the RV. And so our living space got smaller. But what I recognized is I think over the last 3 years, because of the RV and what just the life and the stuff that's happened, our lives have gotten smaller too. And that's not the kind of life I want to live. I want to live full out. Like, I love life, and more space is not going to fix all the things, but I'll tell you what, more space will fix a lot of the things, especially having people over, having the boys over, Sarah, it's just part of it. And then the other thing, Monty had the best idea ever. I'm so stinking excited. Maybe I should have started with this. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And the initial plan was we would have our bedroom, the office, and a guest bedroom. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to have our bedroom, my office, and his office. Because I do a lot of videos, I do a lot of talking, I do a lot of events, I do a lot of things. And he has to be quiet. If he's like right now in the space, if he was out here, he would have to be quiet for me to do this. And the current plan is in my office, I'm going to get like a sofa bed sleeper thing to where I have a spot to sit that's comfortable for writing, journaling, praying, where I normally would just have like my morning time, but that will also fold out to be a bed for somebody to sleep on. And I think I found one, and it looks like it actually has a memory foam, like really nice mattress on it. It's crate and barrel, but anyway. And then in his, we'll have another bed, possibly twins or a twin. We haven't figured that out yet. But so we'll still have the sleeping space for when people are going to be over, but knowing that we're going to be using the offices on a very regular basis, having that set up properly is going to be so good. So I'm going to have my own office. He's going to have his own office. And I'm really excited. And so I have a lot of work to do that continues on, even when these kinds of things happen. So I have a lot of work to do, a lot of planning to do. We have to get out of here. We don't have to get out of here by next Monday. We'll have through the 30th. After that, we're planning on moving the RV to the hill up here. They only charge $50 a month to store the RV until we sell it. And we are trying to sell it if you know anybody. And just as you think of us, Monty's got to continue doing his work. We've made the agreement. I'm packing and dealing with all the stuff on the inside of the RV. He's doing all the stuff on the outside of the RV. And there's just a lot to get done. And just pray for us that we're able to go through this transition really smoothly without any chaos or drama. And thankful for the support of my dad. He's been very helpful, and he should be. He started it. Yeah. And if you're ever in the Georgetown, Texas area, you want to come hang out, let me know. We have a spot starting a week from today. Bye.